Now, Anthony Alford's still with this team, and that probably changes as soon as either Tulowitzki or Donaldson return, or when both of them return. There's obviously going to be some corresponding roster moves with this Blue Jays team. But a couple of things on Alford there, Dan. I mean, were you surprised to see him? And projecting the worst of worst scenarios where the Blue Jays do have a sell-off in at the end of July, there's some excitement around seeing some of the young players. He was one of the guys I thought, oh, okay, if that's the nightmare scenario of the season, at least we'll get to see Alford maybe at the end of this season, and maybe at worst a September call-up. Here we are in the early stages of the season. We've seen him already.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised because last year wasn't a good year for him. Now, part of that was injuries. He had a concussion and missed a lot of time. And again, his learning curve is a little bit different because he was a two-sport guy until 3 years ago. They've always been high on him. They always thought if he devoted himself to baseball that the talent would come through. But I was a little surprised they called him up this early this year because it's only been like 35 games that he had at Double-A, and I would have thought they would have wanted a little bit more of a sample size, or you know what, he's going great down there, let's keep building his confidence and so forth. So in terms of how long he's here, I'm not sure it has much to do with Tulowitzki and Donaldson. I think it has more to do with Steve Pearce.
Yeah.
Because if they bring back an infielder, I don't think they're getting rid of an outfielder. They would have an excess of infielders, which they kind of already do. They got a lot of utility infield types, and I think one of those guys could be at risk. Who knows who it is? But I think Alford has a chance to stay for a while. You know, the conundrum you always face is he's a young kid. He's important. You don't want him sitting on the bench getting 2 at-bats a week.
Yeah.
So I think if he's here, he's going to play, certainly against lefties. You may as well get him in there all the time against lefties and see how that goes. You sit down Carrera, and if Bautista needs a day off, you can put him there. Whatever the case may be. But I don't think they want to keep him up forever unless he's getting at least 2 or 3 starts a week.